Okay, so this is August the 6th Mirror Cap Regional 1 practice. First of all, I'd like to apologize for the last video, and the memory of the card went out, and but you would still manage to enjoy the videos, especially the battles. And now I just commentate on my August the 6th practice. So what I anticipate as well is probably many people would use Venusaur as their starter. So that is, sometimes it's a safe choice to just choose Medicham as a starter. And what I notice is many people would like to use Medicham as a starter. So if many people use Medicham as their starter, then it is actually a dangerous thing, right? If you use Medicham as a starter, for example, what if your opponent has a Sableye? And what if your opponent has a Dark type Pokemon? So those are, and what if your opponent's first Pokemon has Tron? So basically, using Medicham as a starter is a risky choice, considering I noticed many PvP YouTubers shows many people would like to use Medicham as their starter. So that is risky, I think. On this date, my brother was testing Lantern. Because usually having an electric move Pokemon is essential, because many people would take flying type Pokemons, right? And there is Azumarill. So if you have a Lantern, for example, with the electric quick move, then it is actually an advantage, but it is a nightmare if your Lantern shows up late and your opponent chooses to show his or her Venusaur late, right? And nothing is guaranteed, right? And you never know your opponent, which Pokemon your opponent would actually use, especially in the first match of a round. So who knows? But I just let you know the possibility there. And Lantern, I definitely anticipate many people would use Probopass probably, and Probopass is weak against, but Probopass is weak against grass as well. So no matter whether you use Probopass or Lantern, Venusaur is always a big threat. but I don't know now. Personally, comparing Probopass and Lantern, I actually prefers probably prefers Probopass a little bit more because Probopass charges a bit quicker and Lantern really charges slowly. I hate using slowly charging Pokemons because for me, forcing my opponent to finish using his shields is one of my priority, and this is how I battle. I just want to use quickly charging Pokemons to force my opponent to use up his or her shields so that I can use more effective moves. I just don't like using very slowly charging Pokemons and keep using slowly charging Pokemons would just result in your opponent to have shields at the end. Here my brother still had 2 shields and I didn't really have 1, and that's Bronzong. Just because my brother has had 2 shields at that time, and actually Bronzong is effective against Venusaur, my loss was kind of just steamed. Was steamed, not kind of. So anyway, so the third match of today's practice. Oh, and by the way, through this practice, I noticed Bronzong is actually a very powerful. I couldn't say very powerful, but it's definitely a potential surprise in PvP Regional 1 matches. Here I had a disadvantage and I chose to use Fire Blast because I know Dragon Tail does almost nothing to fairy type Pokemons, and my brother didn't shield there, so you can see how much damage Fire Blast can cause to a fairy type Pokemon, for example Togekiss. Okay, so I was asking, so I had a debate with my brother in terms of the quick move Medicham should have, and my brother chose to use counter just because he anticipates many people would use Probopass. But I use Medicham's Psychic quick move is because I want to deal with my opponent's Venusaur. There is no right or wrong, in terms of this debate. Who knows whether your opponent would use Venusaur more or Probopass more, right? And probably sometimes your opponent just use both, then who knows? It is just a who knows thing. Anyway, I use Psychic Charge move, a quick move, just because I want to charge my Medicham a little bit quicker. Oh, and probably that is the reason why my Medicham usually wins over my brother's Medicham. Because Psychic quick move charges a little bit quicker. And thank you very much for watching this video, and see you next time. Hopefully you've learned something.